Hi everybody, welcome back. It's Tuesday the 23rd of June today, and we're going to be looking at another really fun activity that we can do to help us with our worries. So let's get started. Okay, as a little warm-up, I'd like you to spend just 1.5 minutes now thinking about anything that you're worried about. Grab your worry jar that you made yesterday and your little strips of paper and see if you feel worried about anything. If you do, you can write it down on your strips of paper and pop it in your worry jar for later. Okay? Ready? Get yourself your piece of paper and a pencil. Off you go. Have a think. Is it something to do with school maybe? Or is there something that's making you feel worried at home? If you don't feel worried about anything, that's fine. You can just skip this part of the video. Maybe you want to have a chat with your grown-up about it. Maybe you want to put some of their worries into the jar as well. "30 seconds more just to have a think about anything that might be making you feel worried." Okay, now sometimes there might be lots of things that you're feeling worried about, so you might need a little bit longer, and other days you might not feel very worried at all, and that's fine as well. So hopefully anything you do feel worried about is on a piece of paper in your worry jar now, so why don't you screw the lid back on and put it away ready for later. Well done. Okay, so going back to our story, Ruby's Worry, make sure you know it really well. Why don't you go and have a look at the story again if you need to. In the story, what is the best thing that you can do when you have a worry? Here's Ruby and she's doing something with the little boy, and as she does it, her worry is getting smaller, which is exactly what we want. Can you remember? Yes, it's really good to talk about our worries, isn't it? And what better way to talk about our worries than to make some puppets to help us to do that. So today we're going to be making a sock puppet worry monster. Now all you need for this is an old sock, okay? And then I'll take you through some more things that you might want to use as well, but if you don't have those things, it doesn't matter. Off we go, it's really exciting. I love making puppets. Okay, so here are some things that you might want to use. Remember, we need a sock, but that's the only thing we really need. You might want to use some felt tip pens to draw onto your sock. Remember, your sock should really be old so that you can draw on it. You might want some paper and card to cut out some shapes and stick on your sock. You might want some wool. If you've got some wool in your house, you might want your sock puppet to have a funny hairdo. Maybe some buttons or googly eyes for eyes and noses. If you've got a needle and thread that your grown-up could help you to sew some things onto your sock puppet, that would be great. Or some glue. Or if you had a stapler and a grown-up, maybe they could help you to staple some bits onto your sock instead. Okay, so your sock puppet can be as simple or as wacky as you want. It depends what's in your house and what you want to do with it. So it really doesn't matter. Let's get on and see how we can make our sock puppets. Okay, so here are a few examples of some sock puppets that I've got here. This person's used some wool to make a wacky hairdo, and they've got some googly eyes and a tongue. It looks a bit like a snake, doesn't it? This one's a bit more simple, so there are googly eyes there, or you could just use a felt tip pen to draw your eyes and nose on. It's up to you. This person has got some plaits, wow. and just a plain sock and some eyes. This person's made a cat. Wow, they've got some ears and a nose and some whiskers. They're pipe cleaners. Maybe you could use some straws or some sticks from the garden. This one looks like one of those fluffy socks you wear at bedtime, and it's got a little bow tie and some eyes. And you can see in the middle here that there's a different colour for the mouth. And I want you to show you how you might recreate that with a sock and a piece of card. So let's have a look. Okay, so this person has cut out a circle of card and they've got some glue, but you could use that Pritt stick or you could staple it on, or maybe even sew. So let me show you. They've put their hand through the sock and it's inside the sock now. And they're going to stick it on the bottom, on the toe part of the sock. And then they're going to fold that circle in half and push down with their fingers inside. And there we are, it makes a mouth. Isn't that fun? There's a website here as well, children, that gives you lots of different ways of making sock puppets. Nice simple ones or some wacky ones, it's up to you. So you might want to go on this website here and have a look. Ask your grown-up to lend a hand, and maybe you could make your own sock puppet. One for you and one for your grown-up. When you've had a go at making your sock puppet, come back and I'll show you what I'd like you to do with your sock puppets today. Okay, so now you've made a worry monster, it's a really good way of talking about anything that's making you feel worried. So you could give your worry monster a silly voice and a silly name, and you could talk with your worry monster about your worry. Maybe your worry monster could talk to your grown-up's worry monster, and your grown-up's worry monster could offer you some advice to your worry monster. So it's a really fun way of talking about things that are making us feel worried. So children, there are several things that you could do if you wanted an extra challenge or something extra fun to do. You could think of some instructions to tell me how you made your sock puppet. You could think about a diary entry. Today I made a sock puppet. It helped me to talk about my feelings. And you can do either of these, either by writing or by filming yourself, taking a video of yourself. You could talk to me about how you made your sock puppet, pretend you're on a TV programme, or you could do a video diary and tell me what you did and how it helped you today. So you could either write or video yourself and send it into Class Dojo. And if you want, we could put your videos on our class story to show all your friends. I really hope you enjoy making your sock puppet, and I can't wait to see how you get on. They're a great way to talk about your feelings. See you tomorrow. Bye.